Big legend, homie.
Mic check, mic
Mic
check.
check, 1, 2.
Hey, can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear as well.
Awesome, awesome. Hey, Dwayne, Twinsinc in the building. I ain't talked to you. I feel like I ain't talked to you in a while.
Did we talk this morning? Didn't you jump in the room today with all this on Clubhouse? I think you did.
Yeah, but I was working, so
Oh, okay,
I was
okay.
talking to Latoya a little bit more. I, you know,
Okay, I guess I'll give
I
you
mean, no big deal.
okay, I guess I'll give you a pass on that then, if that's the case.
Yeah, I was trying to get things done. It's Friday, everybody come on in, take your shoes off, as you say. Come in and take your shoes off, or dust your shoes off.
Right, come
They
on
supposed to
in.
grab a drink too, or no? They
Yeah.
need to grab a drink, or no? Nothing.
I mean, definitely have a drink
I
because
got, I got my frappuccino.
yeah, I definitely recommend them have a drink because if they're going to interact with us, they make it a little parched. So you want to make sure you got something to drink to keep your mouth nice and dry. I mean, nice and moist, so you can go ahead and dialogue
Mhm.
the conversation we're going to have today. Because I think it's going to be a pretty good conversation, respectfully,
Yeah,
at the same time. But I think it's a good dialogue to have.
and it's Friday.
Yeah, that too. Add in
Come on,
Friday.
Friday.
It's the weekend,
Yeah,
and depending where you're at,
I'm glad it's Friday.
the weather may be good, may be bad. It just really depends where you're at and what's going on. I'm all set here. Got everything all set up here on my end. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is the real deal versus how you feel. Twinsinc and Mrs. I Speak Life. I think somebody said last episode her name is very powerful, which it is. Ms. I Speak Life, because you can do so many damage with the tongue, but she speak lives, and I like that.
Yeah, I choose to speak life, and you could do damage. I've been told, and some of my later former days that I've done damage. So I've apologized to people, though I didn't leave it that way. You know.
That's
So
cool.
yeah, speaking life is what I chose to do when I came out of when I was in. what I was in. I had to come out, and I chose to do better. So that's my way. All right, Twinsinc, you ready to get into this thing?
Yeah, we can get definitely into this. I think we give everybody enough time to get ready and give them time to get up in here. But they can always join in. Let's go.
All right. So today, guys, it's the real deal versus how you feel. I'm your girl, Miss I Speak Life, and of course, with me is my bro,
Twinsinc.
Twinsinc. He all modest today, Twinsinc. Um, and today we are talking about what is cheating. What is cheating? And I apologize for the background because they're doing some work around here. What is cheating, and when is it time to leave, or when is it okay to leave? And we can just go ahead and jump right into it. What is cheating? Who could be cheated on? What determines cheating? I'll give you my take on it. First of all, I want to say that I don't think cheating even exists unless you guys are two people who, decide to share your lives. Like, you come to this agreement, and you're going to spend your life together. However, let's just say you or one of you or both of you do not agree or subscribe to marriage, right? So that's not the end goal for you guys, but definitely have plans to grow and develop life together monogamously. You guys decide that. Outside of that, of course, it's just marriage. Now, all of these other situationships that I've seen, that even myself I participated in, because marriage was not ever the goal for me in any relationship. But that's based on the pretense that I didn't believe in marriage. But situationships and these breakups and makeups and breakups and makeups, do they really even exist? I don't think so. And then for me, when it comes to marriage, what is cheating? Cheating is when one of the people, one of the spouses, take the time and entertain someone outside of their covenant, outside of their contract, their relationship, and entertain on levels that if it bothers you, then it's a level that is crossing the line, and that line can be crossed on that level. Once that one level is crossed, I think that's cheating, and then that can grow and all the way up into physically, being intimate with someone else outside of your spouse. So that's what cheating is to Miss I Speak Life. How about yourself, Twin?
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So for Twinsinc, and once again, this is what is cheating to me, right? All right. So first, for me personally, we have to be in a relationship. Just that simple. Just a relationship. If we're not in a relationship, then it's not cheating because we're not tied to each other, right? That's number one for me. So what is cheating? Cheating could be defined in multiple ways, right? So cheating could be somebody looking at porn, someone flirting with the opposite sex, of course, intercourse, kissing, inappropriate conversations. So those are some of the things that when it comes to cheating, those are some of the things that I think about when it comes to cheating, not just the standard if it's intercourse. So those are things that mean for cheating. And overall, this conversation we have today is not giving a pass for anyone who is cheating. We're just breaking down the understanding and what it means to us, and also when it's okay to leave. Just want to get that disclaimer out.
Right. Absolutely. Definitely not a pass for anyone to go and cheat. We're not doing that. So yeah, I think we kind of echoed each other with the what is cheating, or the terms of when cheating could even be, considered. There are situationships, I think, that people feel like, hey, you cheated on me or whatever. If there's no relationship, then you're not cheating. You're dating. And I think dating, well, how we described last time we talked about it, there's a difference between dating, intentional dating, or courting. So I think at those points, those places in your journey, you have a little bit more freedom and leadway to kind of just decide this or decide that, in and out or whatever. Whereas marriage, you definitely can't just, oh, I'm done with the marriage. You have to go through the system. You have to go through the court system. It's a legal binding document, that marriage certificate. So with that, if you break the covenant of that relationship, then when is it okay to leave? See, now we're talking about this, and all I can tell you guys is what I would think that I would do, being that I am not married and I only, recently had a desire to be married or believe in the idea of marriage. So, but what I feel now is one, I don't want to ever divorce. That's where I stand. Like, I don't want to divorce. And if I were to be cheated on while married, I'm not even going to speak that over my life at all. But if that were to happen, I can't really say for sure. So this is all hypothetical for me. But I think the first thing I would want to do is go to like some type of counseling or, see what the core issue is. Like, why would you go that far, especially if it goes as far as the physical intercourse, intimate, you know, cheating. If it goes that far, I'm not sure if I can come back from it. But the initial engaging another woman, entertaining another woman, let's just say on social media platforms and things like that, I'd want to go to counseling off the bat. If you start to go and see this woman and y'all are sharing time and things like that, maybe haven't gotten to the physical, I don't know. But definitely once the line is crossed, that would be very difficult for me as I speak like twins.
All right.
What you got to say?
So before we get too far into the conversation, so for
we
our
gotta get the listeners to get into.
Yeah, so for our listeners out there, please leave us a note and tell us what it means to you personally, not overall, not for other people, but for you personally. What is cheating to you, right? And then we first I answer that question as I go over, when it's okay to leave or whatever. But I want to hear your thoughts, men and women who are listening. What is cheating to you? So, Ms. I speak life to before I even get into the when is it okay to leave. I think we need to first take a step back and try to find out why the cheating has happened. What was caused for someone to step outside of their relationship and do those things? Because if you don't have an understanding of why someone did something, what's going to prevent the action of happening again in another relationship? Meaning that, was it something that you did? Is it something they did? We need to have understanding. We need to have clarity. Once again, I'm never saying that cheating is right. But what I'm saying is that we need to find understandings and reasoning of why somebody is cheating before we get to the point of running out of the situation and jumping to a new situation and possibly repeating. So I did a little bit of things here, a little key factors I looked up as far as reasons why people may cheat, right? And I'm going to read through a list here. There's no particular order here, but some of the reasons why some people cheat is going to be, one, it's going to be out of anger or revenge. Number two could be falling out of love. And, people do change over time, so that one kind of makes sense a little bit. Situational factors and opportunities. Situational factors and opportunities. How I took this one is like, okay, you might have an opportunity of doing something and not getting caught. That's what it means to me when I hear situational factors and opportunity, right? Like maybe a bachelor's party the day before the wedding. Hey, it's a slim chance you may never find out. Let me go and do this. May never happen again. Whatever. But I'm just giving you an example. I'm not saying that's what it is. I'm just giving you an example. Also, number four will be commitment issues, right? Now, that's a little shaky for me because if you have commitment issues, you shouldn't even be in a relationship if you're still dealing with those issues. That's something you should have clarified or worked on.
Wait, what was the first one? What was the first one you said, Twinsinc?
You said the first one?
Yeah, the first one you mentioned.
The first one was
let's talk about them. I know you're listing them, but let's kind of talk about them as you go through the list.
Okay.
So I don't forget because I'm not writing them down as you're going through it.
You know what? That makes sense. Okay. All right. So we'll start over. And also, people, if you listen, I still want to know from your personal side, what is cheating to you? So the first one, Miss I Speak Life, is anger or revenge. That's number one. What do you think about that?
That's very interesting. Like, that's not interesting. Anger or revenge for what? What could you have possibly done if they didn't cheat on you as well? Would it be like that pillow talk thing? Like that's where my mind started going. What when you think about what would cause a person to cheat?
Okay, right. So
could you?
So this this never happened to me as far as me doing it, but what I can only assume for anger or revenge is if someone is you're in a relationship with somebody and you're mad at them or y'all get into an argument or whatever and y'all going back and forth, but whatever you say, whatever you do to that person, it doesn't affect them, right? So you'll try to find a way so you can hurt that person. So you're intentionally trying to hurt somebody. So the one way you think you can hurt somebody is, you know what? I'm gonna cheat them, and that's the one that's out of anger, right? Or the
Mhm.
revenge part could be is, you know what I'm saying, long time ago we dated, whatever, you cheated on me, broke up, but I'm still hurt because of it. And I act like I want to get back with you, so I get back with you so I can just cheat on you and get you back. Revenge. That's how I look at it.
Oh, that's terrible.
That's how I look at it when you think about anger and revenge. Not saying that's absolute, but that's my thought when somebody say anger and revenge. That's my thought.
Ooh, that's terrible. That is bad right there. But yes, anger, revenge. What was number two? Number two, we're going on. And
Number
again, guys, tell us what your idea of cheating is. What is cheating to you? I see the listeners coming in, and we appreciate you. Send us a quick note if you can, telling us what cheating is to you.
there we
Right
go.
now, we're going through why a person would cheat. We're going and we're dissecting what are some of the reasons one would cheat.
Yep.
And we just went over the first one.
Which was
So,
anger and revenge. So number two here
right.
that we have here is falling out of love. Falling out of love with somebody. Meaning,
Mm.
so it could be as if, you know, you're in a long-term relationship with somebody and no one has really done anything to each other, but people do grow apart. But to the point to where it's like I'm still comfortable and I'm good in the place that I'm at. I don't want to leave my current situation, but I still want to dibble and dabble a little bit. I still love you,
Mm.
but I'm not in love with you. But I still love you enough that I still care for you and be with you. But I still might go out there and do my thing. That's what I think of falling out of love is.
Falling out of love. Hmm.
What's your thought, Miss
I think
Pastor
there's
Eli?
so many times, so many things that come before falling out of love that, at that point, do you care anymore? If you're falling out of love, is it even a thing anymore? Because I feel like some of these things will come into play prior to actually, you know, cheating on a person. Like that, like I said, things like pillow talk issues and things like being ignored or not appreciated. We're saying falling out of love, but I think that encompasses so many different things. And for the sake of what we do here, when we're intentional about solutions and everything like that, I think we should just note what some of those things look like, and how to prevent them. Some people are married right now, and maybe it's this point where they feel like, hey, I think I'm falling out of love, but you haven't yet fell out of love. So when you think about it, if you are in that space and you're falling out of love, what does that look like? Do you feel like you're being ignored? Do you feel like you're not being appreciated? Do you know your love languages? Can you do little things with your spouse to increase, awareness of what your love languages are? Have you guys done that test together? Have you done any personality tests? Have you done any type of fun, adventurous type dating things? Things to kind of rekindle the fire. Again, I'm not married. However, I have been in a long-term relationship that has outweighed and outlasted some marriages. So I'm just speaking from a perspective of getting, rekindling friendship, funship, and intimate moments with the person that you're with. Twinsinc, you can definitely speak on it, because you're married. So
Yep. So that was the falling out of love. So the next one that I would speak on will be situational factors and opportunities. So for situational factors, like I said, would be that you might be able to do something and get away with it. It's not that you're intentionally looking to cheat. It's just like somebody flew in town for the weekend, right? That you used to have a fling with back in the day, and they let you know, hey, I'm in town, whatever. How you doing, whatever. And you're like, oh, cool, good to see you. Glad all's well, whatever. You start have a conversation, and it's like, how long you here? Okay, where you at? And then you start having a conversation that because you have familiarity with that person, you can have those little intimate conversations straight to the point without dancing around the topic. And it's like oh, you here? Okay, I could swing by for this time frame real quick and we do X, Y, Z, and then that'll be it. So that's when I think about situational factors and opportunity. That's what I think personally for this third one here.
Okay. You go ahead.
All right, you have nothing for that one?
No. I think situations. I think for us women, we predetermined. We already know what we're gonna do. What we're gonna do. So I don't know about pop up situations that just happen for us. I think that really fits more for men, but that's just my perspective. I don't care who I just happen to run into. It ain't. I don't know where you've been, what you've been up to.
Now, I'm gonna say that sounds good because it takes two to make a thing go right. So even though that may be my opportunity to do it, the lady still has to agree of want me to come over and we're gonna do X, Y, Z. I'm not forcing myself on it, but I make it very clear. Hey, you in town? You got a hotel room? You by yourself? I'm gonna come through. So at that point, you kind of know what's going down. It's just that simple. Now, but I get what you're saying.
Right.
I get you saying, meaning that if a guy flew into your place, but hey, how you doing? You may not be like, okay, cool, okay, have fun while you're here, whatever.
I mean, even if we reconnect, I've connected with friends, and that's been their intention, or maybe they felt like we've had such a great night that it would lead to that. But it has to be, like you said, accepted on both ends, and that's just that for me. Like, no, I'm not just going, oops. No, I know we talk about the oops, that talk. No, not that way.
Not that oops.
Nope, not that oops.
All right.
But that goes back to my core, my development, my coming up as to why that kind of plays in my head like that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But because sometimes with interactions like that, if you grew up a certain way, there'll still be a lot of fear factors. I'm a full-fledged adult, but still it would trigger other things, and it just wouldn't work for me. I'd have to investigate a whole lot more before oops happened.
Gotcha.
That type of oops. Now, I think that's still in line with the cheating, because if I take on the invitation, then I'm crossing the line unless I let my husband know. Now, once I let my husband know, hey, baby, listen, XYZ came in, he in town, he, reached out to me, we're going to go have drinks or whatever. You okay with that? He's fine. Here's where we'll be. I think those are the preventatives that you put in place so you don't end up in those uncomfortable oops moments, because your husband can walk through the door at any moment. So you kind of would have that in the back of your head, like, this just gonna be casual. This is it. We just getting, reconnected and just, checking in on each other, and you go your way, I go my way. But when those things don't happen, you're not making yourself aware. You already have. That's what I'm saying. You've already made up in your mind this is what you want to do. So it's like you've already committed the adultery.
Got you. So before I continue to the next one, ladies and gentlemen, I always recommend never do it in your house. Never do it in your house. That's a no-go, because that can lead to something more serious and dangerous. So,
not never do it. Just don't do it at home, people. Oh my God, that's one thing.
I'm a realist. I live in this world. You know what I'm saying? Thou shalt not kill, and people kill every day. So I'm just gonna say, if you're gonna do it, don't do it in your own house. Simple as that. Get a room.
Oh my
just
God.
that simple. Not advocate for it. Made that very clear beginning of this conversation. But if you're gonna do it, don't do it in your own house. But anyway, 4, commitment issues. Now, this one here is that this one's kind of self-explanatory. Me personally, if you shouldn't be in any type of relationship if you still have commitment issues. For real, you shouldn't be dating. Damn sure shouldn't be married. Because if you haven't healed from your previous experience that you had previously as far as being in commitment, you step into a relationship knowing that every time somebody leaves the house, your mind's going to be constantly running like, okay, what is she doing? What is he doing? And no one got time for that. Like, you shouldn't even be dating in the first place. So that's my thought on the commitment one.
That's insecurity.
Facts.
That's beyond commitment issues. You just need to go sit down and get some help. But we're not talking about that today. We're just talking about what is cheating and reasons as to why people cheat, but we have a message. So you want to go?
No,
how many do you have on the list?
I got a few more, but go ahead and reply back to the commitment issue, and then no, go. No, I want you to reply to the commitment issue with your thoughts on it. Then hit play.
Oh well, I agree with you. That was my reply.
Oh, okay.
I have nothing else to say.
Oh, okay. Then,
that was it.
All right, go ahead.
People, what's up? It's Tony the Tiger. Yay, huh? I'm back. I'm just chilling, just scrolling. I see y'all doing something. What's up, though? I miss y'all, man.
Tony the Tiger. Hey. You see what we talking about today?
Yeah, Tony.
What is cheating?
Mm-hmm.
We want you. We already know he got something to say.
Yeah, Tony. So first off, yeah, we want to know your thoughts there. So, what is cheating to you, right? Not what the world says, but to Tony the Tiger. What does cheating mean to you? So, go ahead and drop us a note and let us know what your thoughts are as we continue. So, I only have a few more left. I think like 2 or 3. We'll see here. So, the next one will be sexual desire. Now, I would assume these would be the ones that are sexual addicts, meaning that they go for 7-10 rounds, whatever, and you can just do it, and then you can have a 40-minute session, and you think you knock out the park in like 10 minutes more. I'm ready for round 2. Round 2? I barely made it through round 1. That's my thought on that person, because I mean, they like sex all day, all night, all the time, toys, movies, everything. They all into it. So, maybe the person they with is not on the same level as them. So, when he first got into a relationship, the guy or woman might say, "Oh yeah, I can do that. Not a problem." But when they get into it, the person is doing, they can't maintain the other person's desire, or not desire, but their fix. I'll leave it at that.
Or, vice versa. They had no idea it was going to be that intense, because when we talk about courting and we talk about intentional dating, then we're talking about not having this type of interaction until we reach the threshold of marriage. So, that's why some people choose not to do that. That's why some people choose to, engage in intimate interactions before actually marrying someone, although kind of goes against the principle of marriage, still. So yeah, unless you don't know yet, you haven't enjoyed each other yet, and you thinking, this is just like every other time John and Bob you might have been with in the past, or Becky, Beth, and Judy that you had before. And then you get wild, you get your socks blown off because you already love this person on a different level. And now your normal, level has just climaxed a little bit. Now you want it more than you wanted it before, because you have an orgasm, because you have that mindgasm going, you have that physical attraction, you have the covenant, you did it right. All of these things going, you ready to jack rabbit. She or he like, hold on, player, time out. You having this experience by yourself. You gotta think. You gotta think about those things. I mean, like I said, I'm not married yet, so I hope he's gonna be ready, because there's some things I haven't done yet that I'm like, shoot, I can't wait. So it could be that as well. The other person's just not ready based on the pre-marital decision of not interacting on that level yet. So we have another message though.
Yep, go ahead.
All right, I'm gonna hit play.
Excuse me, I had to clear my throat. So I was eating and shit. I'm always eating though. But cheating, it all starts with intent in my book. I don't even give a fuck if you finish the final act. It was the intent. Because if you had the opportunity to, you would have. You know what I'm saying? So, the side texting and all that extra stuff in my book is cheating, because it's bad intent. Anything you can't do in front of your spouse, or you can't present to your spouse, is cheating in my book. Bottom line. Bottom line.
Drop the mic. Drop the mic.
There we go.
Yep, I'm working on that. But I mean,
Yeah, okay, I see.
the one thing you said that was really on point is this: if you can't do it in front of your significant other, then yes, it's that the intent is all wrong. Miss I Speak Life.
Yeah, all wrong. But again, what is cheating? Are you talking about a boyfriend, girlfriend? Is this your long life partner, your wife? Does it matter? For some people, it may not even matter. So,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah, I just want to put that out. All right, we're on number 5. Thank you for the comment, Tony.
Yep. So the next one would be wanting variety. Variety, being that you want you a big girl, you want you a skinny girl, you want you a thick girl. Because I'm a guy, so I'm saying women because I'm a guy. So ladies could be different, but for the guys, I'm just saying I want more variety. So I might want a black girl, want a light skinned girl, want a white woman, Asian, Chinese, whatever. That's that. You know what I'm saying? I just can't have enough. I have an appetite for everyone across the board. So that's my personal thought when somebody say they want variety.
You want all of that with your wife, huh? Not you personally. I'm just saying the man. But that speaks to my upbringing because I think that my dad and you or other men in this world share this variety thing. They like variety. And I think my dad liked variety because, he would always tell me as a young girl coming up, baby girl, if that man wants you to dress like Betty Boop, and I say this so much, dress like Betty Boop. If that man wants you to dress like Jessica Rabbit, I said, well, how we get from Betty Boop to Jessica Rabbit? And dress like Jessica Rabbit and Janet Jackson. So, for the most part, they all have a similar little way about them. But their mindset, if you look at Betty Boop's mind versus Jessica Rabbit's mind versus Janet Jackson's mind, they're different characters. They all have the same body type, though, but they don't have the same, character. So, yeah, I think that people that want those different types of characters, they need to have that conversation with their spouse and let them know, because there are some women out there like myself that we're prepared for that. I'm prepared to be Jessica Rabbit, Betty Boop, and Janet Jackson in my bedroom with my man. So it might not be that big of a deal. I'm just saying. Maybe that'll satisfy that tone, that need. It's something that I feel is not something beyond negotiating. It's not beyond discussion. It can be satisfied at home before, but I don't think men talk about it. I don't think a lot of men are like my dad. I don't think my dad made that same comment to my mom, for lack of better words. You know what I'm saying? So that's part of the issue. Now, he definitely prepared me, his daughter. So me and my husband gonna have the conversation because this is part of my conversation. Like, babe, do you like Jessica Rabbit, Betty Boop, and Janet Jackson, or are we looking at Megan Thee Stallion, Lala? It's kind of like, which one of these?
Who's Lala?
Who I gotta be tonight?
Are you talking about Lala Anthony?
Which wig I gotta put on? Huh?
You talking about Lala Anthony?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Okay. All right. I didn't see her like that until I saw Power. Then like, oh, okay. But anyway.
Oh no, Lala always been, one to look at, and even what's Nipsey Hussle's mother of his kids? What's her name?
Who?
She played in ATL. She played in the movie ATL.
Oh, you talking about Nunu?
Yeah, she was Nunu in ATL. I can't think of her name right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, or some
Laura
people
London.
like that style, that type. Lauren London, yes, absolutely. Much respect to Lauren London, and of course, rest in peace and rest in all peace, Nipsey. But anyway, back to what we were saying. Yeah, some of us are prepared to put on multiple roles in the bedroom. So maybe that is a satisfaction that you can get at home if you're willing to bring it to your woman's attention. So what that says to men, because we're solution-based, don't automatically assume that she's going to turn her nose up or go off or anything like that unless you guys have never had this opening conversation, and then which I don't understand why y'all married because y'all not friends enough for me. But hey, Y'all just need to get to know each other a little bit better. Counseling does that too, though, I think, right? Most married people go to counseling.
Oh, yeah. You should go before and during. And hopefully not after, but yes. Should always go.
All right. I'm a press play.
Yeah.
Anytime you got any type of commitment, I don't give a fuck if you're married. I don't give a fuck if y'all just, partners or whatever. But I know some people say that if it ain't no ring and all that other shit. Well, tell the other person that. Because the other person is under the impression that, like, we exclusive and, like, it's just us. Because at that point, if you doing something behind the other person back and, you giving yourself to somebody else, shouldn't that other person be informed? Because, like, most of the time they having unprotected sex and shit, nowadays you can get COVID and check the fuck out. Now, we ain't even talking about STDs and other shit.
Right.
Come on, man. Stop playing. Hey, Miss I Speak Life. Don't get all fancy with this, with the crazy wordplay like you a lawyer or something. You know what I'm talking about. Don't do that. All right?
Everybody calls me a lawyer. I don't even know what I said that was fancy, but yes, I agree with you though, Tony. I said anything, once you entertain anything outside of me, it is considered cheating. And when we talked about, we didn't mention to Tony yet, the second part of this. The second part is, when is it okay to leave?
Not yet. We're going to get to it.
Oh, I don't know how long he's going to be here.
Okay.
So, okay. But yeah, we're still going through, the reasons why one would cheat. But I agree with you, Tony. Anytime it's any type of entertainment outside of that other person is cheating.
Right.
And I'll dial back my lawyer style talking.
So,
all right, what number are we on?
It will be 7. Last one as well. So before I even go into that one, the one thing Tone said, which is very key, is that communication need to be had. One person can't be thinking we're in an exclusive relationship and the other doesn't. So yes, once that communication has been said to each other, like, hey, me and you, we're an idol. Me and you, this is it. At that point now, once y'all made that commitment, that verbal commitment that we're both on the same page, then if you step out of the relationship, then that's considered cheating. But like I said, you should always have that communication up front to know where you at. At this point now, if you're an adult and you're afraid to have a conversation with another person to see where we're at, maybe you shouldn't be in a relationship or even talking to a person. Because if you're that scared to have that conversation, there's a million things going to happen, and you're scared to have that conversation. I don't want to bother with you. But I'll continue for the last
I don't know
point.
what that's about.
Right. Like, I don't get that either. Like, I don't know. No, find out what are we? What are we? I need to know right now. What are we? All right. The last one.
Nothing. That's what you are. If you gotta ask that, then you better.
No,
never mind. Go ahead.
Listen. I'm with you on that. You should know, but you should know. I don't want to assume nothing. You'll be a fool if you assume, but I'm sure we'll circle back to that in a second here. All right. The last point here, which number 7 I have here, is going to be low self-esteem. And what that looks like, and once again, these are not these definitions or whatever I'm giving is not absolute. These are just my personal thought, what it means to me when I hear it. So I don't want you thinking, oh, he said this, he said that. No, it's not absolute. But when I think of someone having low self-esteem and then cheating, this will be from a guy's point of view. You've been in a relationship for many, many years now, and because you're not on the market, you're not being checked for X, Y, Z, whatever, and your self-esteem may be down. You may gain some weight, whatever. You may not be as athletic that you used to be, whatever. And then, so what you try to do is you try to see if you still got it, right? Like, do I still got it? Do I still got it? So you might little dibble dab, say a little conversation, whatever. And after having these conversations, it leads to something else. So that's what I think when low self-esteem comes in. Miss I Speak Life?
I can't say that I don't agree. Trying to think the first thing you said when you came out of that. Low self-esteem is one of those things that I feel could lead to cheating on both ends. I know for the most part, we've been talking about it on the one end, like the person that's struggling with whatever the comments are. But I feel like if one of the partners have low self-esteem, it could definitely make the other one want to cheat. But the one that has low self-esteem could also cheat because their low self-esteem will cause them to think or make up things in their head that their spouse may be doing, whether they're doing it or not. So I think that low self-esteem is dangerous for all parties involved.
No problem. No, completely understand. And once again, this is not trying to be. I'm not trying to. This is not a disagreement or agreement thing here. I'm just giving you my personal thought of what I think about it. It can be totally different for you. I understand that. But you can hit play though.
Yeah, no, yeah, you're right. You're right. I was just saying I agree, but then in addition to that, but I get what you're saying. Not necessarily agree, but disagree. But I don't have anything to say outside of what you said. I just wanted to add to it. It's more or less what I meant.
No problem.
Nothing to take away from it. I agree with everything you said, and then just adding to that, it could happen for both sides, and I think that is, like I said, that's a dangerous place. Because with insecurity, there's a lack of communication happening. If there's things that are going on that are not being addressed, and that's a dangerous place for all parties involved. That's my take on that.
All right.
So you want me to press play?
Yeah, we'll hit play, and then after these plays, then we'll get to the second part of the question.
All right, cool.
Yep.
What's up, y'all?
Hey,
What's
hey.
up? Yeah, what's up with y'all, man? What's up, Sweet Life? What's up, Sync? Nice to meet y'all. Can you blame me, by the way? Just chiming in on the topic, real deal versus how you feel. Elaborate on that, man. Or should I just sit back and read the room first and just kind of get a feel as to where this conversation's going, man? But look, just wanted to show some love, and I'm gonna sit back in the audience for a second before I slide out and see what y'all got going on. If so, I may just hit y'all with the follow. If y'all rocking with me, y'all can do likewise, man. Let's get it, man. CYBM, we here now.
CYBM, what it
Like how
do?
the comment was like it was like at the same time.
So the topic that we're talking about today, sir, is what is cheating, right? Well, what is cheating and when is it okay to leave, which I'll get in that second part first. But if you're still listening and you're still here, I want you to tell us what is your personal thought. What do you think personally, what is cheating when you think about that on your own personal level?
All right, I'm going to go ahead and press play before we get to the second part.
Yes.
Good afternoon, Miss I Speak Life. Good afternoon, twins. Hope you're having a great day. Love the subject matter. What is cheating to me? I think, for me, cheating starts with intent. I don't like it when even if you're with someone, they entertain, the idea if they have a work colleague or friend or someone who knows likes them or has an interest in them, I feel like, if they entertain that, for me, that's the start to cheating. So I'm not too keen on that, because if you entertain, the other person's going to feel the pain, unfortunately.
He opened the door right there. Thank you so much for your comment.
Yes.
I'm trying to load the names so I can say them properly, but it won't load for me.
Yeah, I think it was like John.
What was it?
NY. Hold on. It was John. What's the app? Scroll down here. Oh wow.
Johnny.
Something. Oh wow. I can't. Oh yeah. It was John NYMDT. But yes, what you said was definitely on point, sir. And yes, it comes down to the intent. The intent is definitely the number one thing. I think you and Tony said the same thing. It's the intent behind it. And and like I said, I don't think anyone likes cheating at all across the board. I don't care who you are. I don't think no one agrees to this at all.
You don't think people like cheating?
Well, I mean, you do have a business.
You mean like people don't feel?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we have cheaters. We have a TV show called Cheaters that people love watching. But anyway, I mean, I think there's people who I think also, I say this too, there's some people who go out there and like the rush of it, the excitement of doing something and not getting caught, whatever. So for some people, it might be the excitement.
Yeah.
So they have an addiction, is what we call that.
Yeah, because I was gonna say some people do like cheating. Like they think that is okay in relationships, and they don't really think that they don't really subscribe to all of the polygamy because polygamy would make them accountable and responsible for additional people. But they feel like as long as they take care of home, their wives, their husbands, whatever's going on there, then they should be able to do whatever. And the person that is with them should understand that. We've had people in the clubhouse room would come in facts over feelings room, and I mean, one guy was just determined that this should be a thing. Like, why are we even discussing it? Like, sir, you just want to go cheat on your wife? What are you talking about right now? She doesn't buy into polygamy. So if you do anything outside of her, you're cheating on her. He wasn't trying to hear it, though. But anyway, yeah, those people do exist. They may not be great in number, though. Hopefully not great in number, but they exist. I'm going to go ahead and press play unless you got something else.
Nope, yeah, play.
Also, I love that word courting. I mean, the only person I've heard use that word is my nan, my grandma. Courting, I haven't heard that word used in ages, but definitely need to bring that back.
Yes, that's what we're trying to do, bring courting back. But as long as you understand what Miss I Speak Life point was a little bit ago in terms of courting, one of the reasons I don't hear it, that a person would cheat would be, how was it worded, Twins, when it was like the intimate part? The intimate drive was different.
What, the sex drive? The sexual desire?
Yes, desire, sexual desire. So just be prepared, Johnny. If you do decide to court, if she's anything like me, you better be prepared for your drive to go up a little bit. Because, if you guys decide to court each other and not have that intimate interaction until you guys decide to, jump the broom, then it's going to be some makings up to do. So it might be a little intense, at least for the first 3 years. So just be mindful of that.
And John, just FYI, if you go back to our previous episode we did before this one, the topic was the pros and cons of dating and courting. So we did a whole, I think it was 2 hours, I believe, on that topic. So if you want to check that out, we speak on that very in depth. But you can hit play, Mr. I Speak Life.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's an easy one right there. That's a breeze. Yeah. So cheating can be physical, cheating can be emotional, cheating can be body language, you know what I mean? Anytime you entertain a certain type of behavior, but to be more specific, cheating for me is, having work boyfriends, flirting, innocent flirting, kikiing too damn much, inviting a certain type of energy and not shutting it down, liking certain pics, man, it get deep with me, man, for real. And some people mistake that as being insecure, but it's a line that got to be drawn,
Facts.
Hell, Miss Speak Life cheating on me right now. She don't even know me, but we'll get into that later. But right now, she's just enjoying the show.
Hey, listen, I'm sorry, CYMB, you know what I'm saying? She is my podcast wife, so I hope you wasn't talking about that part, because she ain't going nowhere. She locked in. But listen, hey, that work wife and work husband, yeah, that's
what I was going to go to. I wanted to wait to the replay and everything, but that boy, I'm telling you, that hit something. That's something.
Yeah, you gotta be careful with that. Like, yeah, that's. I think someone said early in the show, if you can't do it in front of your significant other, then you shouldn't be doing it. So I can sit here and say I can never say in front of my wife that, hey, this is my work wife. That ain't gonna work out too well. Jeez, I'm your only wife.
If you can't say it to the wife, it can't be said. That's my thing.
Right.
If
or
she's
husband.
not gonna be down, that's what I'm saying. Period. Like if your partner is going to, if it's going to put them in any place of insecurity based on your other actions, mind you, like it could be fine if me and you are solid. It don't matter what I say about nobody else because we're solid. You already know that that's just BS. It's just, convention talk, like we say, for those of us that are believers, it's just nonsense. It's not even real. But if you shady, if you shaky, it's a few red flags going up. You done worked late a couple nights in a row and don't smell like work when you get back, but you smell like you were somewhere else.
Oh, Lord.
Or you smell too good, like you just freshened up in the car or something. Yeah. Nah, that ain't gonna work for me.
Oh
That
Lord.
ain't gonna work for me.
Hey, listen, and
I'm coming for you. And like who was that? One of them said it gets real deep, like you clocking the hours, clocking.
yeah,
Some people will clock
CYBM.
gas mileage. I'm not doing that. I don't know if I'm doing all of those things, but
Yes.
I get it. It could get real. Like, hold on, because you just want to know. You just
right.
want to know, but you should be able to bring it up.
Let me tell y'all how that work husband and work wife hits a little different than most things, right? Before COVID happened, before we all been working from home, the pandemic, whatever, we were going into work, right? And if you work in corporate America, you're going to work Monday through Friday, and you're going to work 8 hours, right? So with all that,
higher education, like Mr.
so with all that being said, is this: you're spending more time at work around other people than you spending more time at home. Because when you get home, outside of maintaining the kids and sleeping and doing chores, you're not spending much time at home with your significant other. The most time you spend with your significant other is going to be on Saturday and Sunday. But if you have kids, you got chores, you probably busy them days too. So when you say you have a work husband or a work wife, that could rub somebody the wrong way because they're getting more time with your significant other than you are. Let that marinate for a second.
I'm pressing play.
Yep.
While that marinates.
I guess they tried to,
I'm
but
not sure what happened.
yeah, they had a lot going on there. All right, so we can get to the second part.
Sorry,
now.
Callie. All right, go ahead. Wait, you said let it marinate.
Oh,
How long you want this to marinate?
Oh no, I just for life. I just said that so people can really think about that part because I don't think people really did the math because I sat there and did the math. Like I spend more time at work than I do at home. So yeah, you got to be careful when you see you have a work wife and work husband. That's not going to fit. At least for me.
That's why.
Go ahead. That's not going to.
No, I'm agreeing with you.
Right. So that's why that doesn't sit well with me or even with your wife. But we're going to get into the second part of the topic, which is going to be, when is it okay to leave? Bum, bum, bum. Miss I Speak Life, what are your thoughts on that? When is it okay to leave once you have been, I guess, cheated on?
So for Miss I Speak Life, again, this is either long-term relationship. You guys decided that you're going to partner up and do long-term relationship. Maybe marriage is not the goal because of beliefs or, other reasons, but you are there or you're married. When is the time to leave? So the stages for me that I can think of, and this again is hypothetical for me because I am not married. I don't tend to say what I would or wouldn't do if I'm not in that predicament because it can always change. So right now, I feel if you entertain another woman on that level of reaching out, you're in the inbox, regardless, especially if you're reaching out. If you're the one that is, making the connection and, talking about, sending compliments and it's consistent, you are consistently reaching out to another woman, that is cheating. You're entertaining a woman that's consistently disrespecting me and our relationship by reaching out to you, that is cheating. And at that point, I would say that I would be okay with us going to counseling and trying to reconcile. I may not necessarily end a relationship. Now, I have ended relationships for that. I definitely have. They done. And did not ever think in my mind that I'd go back to them because that's the type, I wasn't prepared for marriage, though. So there's a difference there. But yeah, I would consider going to counseling and talking about it or reconciling and coming to some agreement where we set boundaries and get to the why this would even happen. But I don't know about anything past that. So that means once you've gotten to the point where you're taking this woman out on dates, I don't know. You spending our money on her. I don't know. Especially if I went through anything with you. And most men that I've been with, it was like I elevated their situation. I don't know if I could deal with you spending money on another woman. How? And I definitely am not sure if I could survive you sleeping with another woman because I know all of what goes before that. Unless it's just one of those, like Twinsinc said, the situation, that situational part. Because I think the situational part could happen for a man. You know, you out and let's just say you meet just like a one night stand type of thing, I guess. You
Right.
know, even before marriage or whatever. So if that's the immature space that you're in, I would say that that's just you being immature, not disciplined. Period. But still, you know, that's the only way I could see you getting to just cheating physically without all of the other things. And either way go, it would be a no because that means you're immature. You're not disciplined. This is worse to me than the other situation.
Got it. All right. So
Yeah.
when is it okay to leave once you've been cheated on? Now this is gonna be this is really a hard one, really hard answer. It really is. I can give you a
You want me to hit play or you want to answer first?
no. Let me answer first, then we hit play because I probably respond to the question, right? So
Okay. Go
when
ahead.
it's okay to leave? It will have to be in a situation where, right, someone's cheated and you found out. So we're past the point that you know they did, right? So there's no assuming nothing. We know that they did. It depends. What is the action? Well, first off, two things. So one, find out the why it happened, right? That's number one. Number two, what is the action afterwards that they cheated, right? Meaning, are they still out there cheating? Or are they going through counseling? Or y'all having more in-depth conversation? Or, you know what I'm saying, what are the actions what are we doing to prove to your significant other that you won't do this again? If it was a mistake, if there was something that caused it, that's something you need to have. So those are the number one, two things. Third, I mean, now of course, if someone is a habitual or a repeater, they're just constantly doing it and they don't care how you feel, oh yeah, leave at that point because I mean, they're putting your life at risk. Because I mean, first off, they don't respect their own body. That's number one. They put their own self in risk. Yeah, this get deep, but they don't even respect themselves because they're out there cheating on you with someone else, not telling them what they have, right? And then you come back home and you always, I mean, as a man, you're gonna have unprotected with your wife all the time because that's your wife, right? So if you out here having unprotected sex with whoever and you bring it back home, now you putting your life in danger. Your wife's life's in danger, and if you have kids, whatever, you put all that in danger, right? So yeah, I mean, when you think about, is it okay, leave? Yes. If someone is not willing to try to make it right and stop what they're doing, yeah, they got to go.
You bring up a good point there, Twins. The accountability and then the effort that comes after it. I mean, for me, it's still at stage one that would even remedy anything for me to remain. I don't know how I feel about it after the fact, but I think that is a great point to make. How are they responding to the being busted? Because they're not going to tell you, and maybe they will, but in the cases where they don't tell you, they just happen to get caught. The thing is, they wouldn't have told you if they didn't get caught. So what they do after that really is going to determine how lenient or how open I would, one would be to accepting it and moving forward. Yeah, so that's a great point.
And ladies and gentlemen out there, and on top of that, to even add another layer to it. So once they do get caught, right, like I said, you want to find the reason why what happened. You want to find the reasoning why it happened. The reasoning why it happened. I'm saying that for a reason, because some people want to know the details. What you said, he said, she said, all the details, like all those things you don't need to know about. I mean, first off, I'm already embarrassed because I got caught. That's number one. And you making me relive the whole thing all over again because I know, because whatever I tell you what was said is going to hurt your feelings on top of you already being hurt that you found out that I did X, Y, Z. So there's no need to go into details, but you need to go in and find out why I did it. That's the most important thing. Figure out why I did it. Is it something that you could have done? Is it something that I did? Something we can fix it? Because if we can't fix it, okay, cool. We can go our separate ways. But if it's something that I can fix or you can fix, then we might still have a chance. And it's going to take some time for healing and forgiveness, which I understand. We're all human. But that's something big we need to focus on. That's all I have at that point right now.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Definitely. I'm gonna go ahead and press play because that's deep. I'm trying to see. I do this. I'll try to process it and see if I come up with a different response because I try not to react, but I don't know if it's gonna change for me. I'm gonna hit play.
Hey man, I'm gonna say this, man. You know, and excuse me, y'all, for backtracking on the conversation, but
Okay.
I just had to get it off, man. Going back to the going back to the work situation, man. One more thing, like to me, it's nothing more than I'm for real, but I'm just playing, or I'm just playing, but I'm for real type of relationship. Meaning, like, you just playing, but y'all for real. And a lot of times, your work husband or work wife end up doing the same thing you end up doing with your real wife without the wifely duties and cooking and cleaning. You dig what I'm saying? So, nah, I don't even play those type of games, man. I don't play those type of games at all because it's definitely cheating. And I've been on both sides of the fence. I've been a work husband before, not proud of it, and I think my ex might have had one too. So shit, it is what it is.
Hey, listen, I can relate. I definitely done had me some meals cooked for me, meals, cake, everything. Yeah, I understand. You can hit play.
Okay.
Man, that's simple for me. If it's like a type of cheating where it's just a strictly verbal, like you said, like flirtatious and entertaining certain type of behavior that you don't have no business entertaining, that's we can talk about that. We probably can figure that one out. We can go to counseling or whatever it is we need to do. If you talking about physical cheating that's involving any type of touching, kissing, sex, hell nah, man, I'm out of there. I'm out of there like yesterday, man. Ain't no coming back from that. The only way in three hells that I might be open to forgiving is if I cheated and she, was so hurt that she, did it out of spite. That's the only way I'd be open to the conversation. But even then, bro, that's gonna be a tough pill to swallow. But if you just talking about this straight cheating and, you messing around with this dude, man, hell nah, man, I'm gone. I'm out of here.
This man said, he said 3 hells. Hell to the nah.
And then he said 3 halves, and the only way in the half he might do it. Thank you again for the comment. Yeah, no, nothing to say there. I can't say I disagree. I'm out. Like it's So no for Ms. I Speak Life. It's a no. So I mean, he did backtrack a little bit. Now we are at the part in the conversation. When is it okay to leave? So he kind of answered that too because he he wouldn't say no. But when is it okay to leave? And if you're married, I think he answered it very, situationship-ish, basic relationship. Excuse me. Is that the same for those when they're married? Because then you got to think about all of what goes into that. Like it's easy to say, I'm just going to leave. But, I told you I was going to take a minute to ponder, right? This is where I came back from, guys. I'm coming back with my pondering. And I'm thinking the court system, the kids, if there be any, like, would that be being selfish? I don't know.
I mean, it's definitely a hard pill to swallow. It's definitely a hard pill to swallow. I mean, I get it. And from a man's point of view, I'm very harsh with mine. Me be a hell to the no. I don't care what it is. I'm gone. Pew. No, what you're not gonna do. And I'm not even trying to get any depth on why it's a hell to the no to me, because that's going to move the conversation down the hill, around the corner somewhere else. But I understand where you're coming from altogether. Yeah. Pew.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm with you, twins. I feel like my response would still be the pew. Like, hands down, you got to go. I got to go. Somebody leaving.
And
because I'm not trying to go to jail. And then I'm thinking, like, if I let you stay, I might just one day out of the blue just decide to suffocate you or do something crazy. And I don't want to go to jail. I don't want my children. Then my children won't have no parent. So it would just be a better decision for all of us if you just wear your mistake by way of us separating and you live your best life thereafter, and I live my best life.
See, Miss I Speak Life just gave a perfect example. She just said it. She said it could be years down the road, and I might just turn around and suffocate you. What that means is this. She has not forgiven you. Regardless how long it may have been, it's still going to be the back of her mind lingering forever.
No.
Not saying she's going to
Let me
kill
clean it
you.
up.
No.
It depends on your red flag. It depends. Like, that's why I said your point really hit. It really makes sense. Because that after, the response to me finding out what you do thereafter, the effort you put into it thereafter is really what's going to determine, my levels. Because if you come out of that thing real nonchalant, like that's your regular personality, and you think you just gonna be regular again, then we ain't gonna have. It ain't gonna be years later. It might be a week later. I'm like, you know what? Heck no. You gotta go. I don't care what the counselor said. I don't care what I said. It's over because you're not even giving me anything to combat the violation. You'd have to give me something to build me up from where you violated. If you're not doing that, then it's a definite, you got to go for real, for real. Don't come back. You don't pass go. You don't collect $200.
Fellas, hide your pillows.
So that's where I'm at.
Hide your pillows. forget the pillows. Just don't do it. Okay, that's the number one thing. Just don't do it, right? Because if you listen how she's speaking, and it's nothing wrong on the way how she feels, because everyone feels about this situation differently, right? So she's not wrong for what she's saying, because some people just can't get past it. I mean, the reason why most men have a hard time if their significant other cheating on them, and I'll use this every time. The movie The Best Man, the first movie, The Best Man, when Morris Chestnut was standing at the altar with his wife, going over the vows, and what was happening as he was speaking to his wife, getting his vows, he had flashbacks of his boy knocking his wife off, and like he was crying and he was hurting at the same time, and like that's how men feel when our significant other cheat on us. And not to say y'all women don't, I'm just giving you a visual that if you watch that part there, I think every man can relate that situation, how he felt. Like, oh man, I know how that felt. So that's why most of the time men say a woman cheat on them, they be like, hell no, I'm done. I don't care how many years we did. You did what? I'm gone. But you can hit play.
Yeah. All right.
Shit. Man, marriage. After careful evaluation and thinking this over, the verdict still stands. I'm out of here. Matter of fact, I'm doubling down on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we married and you doing it. You should be ashamed of yourself. Yeah, I heard y'all using a little sound effects with the shoo. I'm gonna be going so fast. It's more so gonna be like a bullet. You know what I'm saying? If y'all ever shot some, a bullet goes so fast it make like a hissing noise. It goes so fast. That's how fast I'm gonna be going. I'm out of here, man. But as far as like the other situations, like slight disagreements and maybe flirting and stuff, I have a little bit more tolerance for that because you ain't supposed to just strike out every time something go wrong. That's what a marriage about. You got to stick through it. But you talking about stuff like cheating like that though, man? Nah, man, we gonna take off like a rocket.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! This man said.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna hit the Speed Force. That's for my DC people. I'm gonna hit the Speed Force. That's how fast I'm gonna be running.
I love it. Thank you. That was great. That was super great. I love the fact how after he went in deliberation. He came back. Yep. Nope. The verdict still stands, and he gonna double down on it. I'm with you on that one. I'm definitely with you on that. Thank you again for staying and listening all the way through, sharing your input. We definitely appreciate you all of you listeners, and those of you that do decide to comment. Shout out again to Tony the Tiger. He's one of those that been a support from the beginning, so we like to shout out Tony the Tiger. All right, guys, we are talking about this thing. When is it okay to leave? I think so far the consensus have been the same. Leaving is definitely an option. I thought that was going to come up, like, is leaving an option? But I see that everyone is okay with the exit button. I pray to God that I don't want to divorce. So I would really be messed up. I would really be torn if that would be the case. Because I don't want a divorce. I mean, granted, I'm not coming for nobody who already understands this because I'm new to it, in terms of believing in marriage. But I wholeheartedly feel like once I'm married, you're with me for the rest of your life. You just got to deal with me. So please be ready to just deal with me and don't think about cheating or none of that. Don't even make that be an issue. That might be one of the first things we start, like as I start to date twins.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's going to be on the questionnaire.
Yeah.
Like, would you be okay with being with me only?
Or
Have
better
you
yet,
stored all your wild oats?
hey, or better yet, ask him this. Hey, how would you feel if I cheated on you? I'm like, what? Yeah, because I need to know how you feel because his reaction is going to dictate. Like, oh, I'll be okay. Sis, run. Run, sis. Run. Because his answer, and I know it might be a drastic conversation to have on day 1 or maybe day 3, whatever, but it needs to be had because then at least he know what type of relationship that you want and accountability that you're gonna hold him to, right? You're gonna hold him at a certain standard, right? Like we talked about this on day 1, so this is not nothing new. So his reaction, and also to even add to that too, if you ask that question to that person, and then he gets defensive, angry, upset, don't want to talk about it. Oh, pew! Thank you. Hey, I'm cool with that. Now I know, because now I'm not saying every man's going to go out there and cheat. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that I think most of us have done it before. So if I've done it, I could speak on why I did it and what I learned from it and why I wouldn't do it again. You know what I'm saying? So if he get defensive about it, that he don't want to talk about it, he's still dealing with some demons. Just that simple. And if you stay in that relationship after he showed you that he couldn't even talk about it, and mind you, y'all probably day 3, day whatever, and y'all might even have sex yet. You just having a general conversation, and he get mad about that. Yeah, you might not want to keep talking to that dude, sis. You might want to keep moving.
Yeah. If a person, now that's hilarious. We just deciding this. This is what we do. This is solution-based, solution-driven, progression-based. So, Ms. I Speak Life, I'm taking notes because I'm like, wait, if I ask this question, that's a response for your behind. I'm going to just get up from the table. No.
Well,
I'm going to just get up.
Hey,
I'm going to get up from the Zoom. Look, I'm going to just close my Zoom.
You're going to close the laptop? You know what? I'm done with this conversation. I am done.
Just close this laptop. Yes, done.
Yeah.
And that's something to think about, and how does that work with courting? Recently dealing with, getting closer to someone who was going through the process of courting and seeing how it could abruptly end and it just be done just like dating. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm like, well, how does this work exactly? Because, we have a mutual acquaintance who was courting someone and initially seemed to be very engaged in that, very determined. They weren't having any intimate encounters with each other. However, they were still open to see other people, and that was always the strange part for me. Right. Like, how are we intentionally dating each other if you're going to be okay with me being distracted by him, and him? How is that supposed to happen? Because then what happens when he's ready to start courting me? And I'm already courting you. We just didn't get to the end line yet. So now I'm courting both of y'all. Because we're being intentional. We just didn't get to the end line.
Right.
So that's true.
And also,
I don't think courting could include side dating. I don't think that's a thing.
Right. I mean, definitely. And if you are courting, right, you're dating. Well, not dating because it's courting. Dating and courting is two different things, people. It's not the same thing. So if you want to know what dating and courting is, the pros and cons, go back to our last episode we did on Wednesday. It's the episode right before this one here that you'll see after it's posted, but it's there. But if you're courting, this is a conversation that needs to be had during this time frame, because if you're courting, most of the time you're not having sex right away. Like so these conversations need to be had definitely if you're courting, because when you're courting, and that's it's still dating, but it's courting. The courting is the end goal, long-term relationship, marriage. That's the end goal of courting, right? Dating is like, it goes how it goes. You play by ear, you live by day. You don't know how it's going to go. You date multiple people, whatever. But courting, you're dating with a purpose. So that's very key. Like these conversations need to come up early in the game. Don't wait until you're 2-3 years in and something happened and you don't know how to deal with it, but you never talked about it.
Yeah, courting is not dating, people. Courting is not dating. And I know I just want to clear it because I think I said that, but courting is not dating. What we do talk about though is intentional dating. So that's the part that I was talking about. Intentional dating. But even in intentional dating, what's the intention if it's not marriage? Yeah, okay. I'm gonna press play.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna switch it up real quick though. I'm gonna do like a little spin off of the topic. So, a situation that I was in previously, I actually hoped and prayed and wished her ass cheated on me. I ain't gonna lie, it got that bad because she was so damn crazy. I'm talking about thin line between love and hate crazy. I'm talking about K. Michelle crazy, man. Like crazy. And she had this thing where she used to always take my phone and run in the bathroom and go through it.
Oh.
So I got tired of it. She was toxic as hell. So I figured I'd do the same thing. And that ain't even my character, bro. Like, I ain't the type of person to be going through your phone and doing all this digging because I feel like if I got to do all that, then we don't need to be together in the first place. I can't trust you. But I decided to give her a taste of her own medicine, going through her phone, hoping and praying I found something. And I did find like a little text thread. And I took that in my first ticket out relationship. And she still didn't let me go that easy.
Woo! That's a first. You was looking for it out. But then again,
he said, I was hoping.
Listen, sometimes when you're in these crazy relationships, I've been there. I know exactly what you're talking about. Like, you don't want, because the girl's crazy. I mean, I hate to say it, the girl's crazy. You know, so you had to find a way out. You had to make sure that you had to make sure she was done. Because you just couldn't walk away from her. You couldn't just leave her because she's the type of girl's going to bust up your car, come to your job, and might not get you fired and all that crazy stuff. So you had to, I've been there, so I can relate. So I understand.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I can relate to what he went through and why he was looking for an out. I get it.
That's crazy. But, when we were, God bless me, excuse me. When we were talking the other day about pros and cons, and we talked about how people like myself, if I go out with my girlfriend and a guy tried to talk to me and ask for my phone number, my normal practice is to just give that man my phone number to alleviate the chances of him responding or reacting in an aggressive, negative way. Not even considering the fact that you guys, when in relationships and even some of these women, kind of have to have these same type of buffers in place so that you can protect yourself. So that just made me think about that. Like, oh my gosh, Twins talking about she's crazy. What? She might bust your car windows. What?
Yeah.
For what? For reason?
Man, you just don't know.
That's the equivalent for me. They act up at the end, like, once you got them, and these guys act up before they even get your number. So, yeah, that made me think of that. I'm going to go ahead and press play.
Bless you, beautiful. I got manners too.
Oh, thank you.
Listen.
Yes, I appreciate that.
Listen. The movie A Thin Line Between Love and Hate with Martin Lawrence. That's a prime example of cray. If you haven't seen it, go check it out.
He definitely did hit herself in the face.
Yeah,
he definitely did. He bust her face.
But he messed up though. He told her those 3 words. I love you. Woo!
He did.
Don't do that, brother. Fellas, look at me.
Is that really a thing, though? Do people really be falling head over heels for the I love you?
Some do. Listen, don't ever. If you don't love her, don't use those words. Don't do it. I don't care. Like, baby, I care for you, but I'm not there yet. Be honest with you. Like, hey, it's baby steps. Let's do baby steps. And especially don't do it right after you done had sex. Definitely don't do that. I had a girl do that to me, and I was pure. Like, yeah, like, what? Girl, this is, you know what?
You left.
I mean, I ain't leave.
Did you say you left?
Listen, I didn't leave because it was my apartment, but what I'm saying was I was done with her after she told me that. I'm like, okay. And I ain't call her back since.
Listen, I can't. I can't. I'm a press word.
Nah, Twins, you right. You're exactly right, man. That's what happened. I ain't get too deep into it.
Hmm.
But yeah, man, I was a real live fatal attraction. It was my first and only fatal attraction. Uh, we don't even have enough time to get into it. Like, that's more so for one of my own personal shows. But yeah, man, it was crazy, bro. Like that situation really was like the movie, if not worse, man. So I know those signs early on now. You know what I'm saying? That's what I took from that, to learn those signs early on. But yeah, yeah, I had to find a way out. I had to find a way out. And even that wasn't an easy way out, but I survived. I survived.
I said, we got time today. What you talking about? So now you don't have to share. No pressure to share. But yeah, that's crazy, and we're glad you made it out. We do like to encourage our people. We're glad that you made it out safely. No jail time and hopefully no child support and no alimony and all these other things these guys talk about. These women be trapping them up with. Right, twins? Did I say it right?
All that. I'm just gonna say all that.
Yeah.
Bust the windows out your car.
Okay, Jasmine Sullivan.
Hey, but
I
listen.
hear you.
But listen, ladies and gentlemen, listen. The best way to prevent from all of this or any of these things of happening, of cheating and when it's okay to leave, just have that open conversation. Have that sit-down conversation, regardless how whatever the topic is. Someone's feelings may be hurt, it may not be hurt, whatever. It's easier to have that conversation before something happens than after, because afterwards they're gonna hit you with, "You should have told me," and you're like, "Well, I was trying to, but I was." Nah, just have a conversation up front, so you can avoid this conflict forever happening. Because that's what it really comes down to. In most cases, regardless if it's money, finances, or whatever, it all comes to communication. If one person spoke to the other person, then we can at least come to a resolution. So have that communication, people.
Yep. No disagreement there. No disagreement there. So, Twinsinc, we talked about it. I got my few little notes, moving forward. He said that now he knows back to the comment, he knows to look for it, what those signs are. I'm interested to hear what those signs are so I can add them to my notes, just so I can prepare myself for craziness. But yeah, I think I'm just saying, we're having a great conversation. I think this discussion is really good. We got another a message. You got anything you want to say, though?
No, go ahead, play. He might be going over those.
Shit. I did do jail time, and I lost my house. But that's more so getting into a toxic relationship. We talking about cheating and stuff, so I don't want to get off subject like that. But nah, I definitely yeah, shit got real. But shameless plug, man. Y'all tune in because I'm about to get up out of here. Y'all tune in to the Can You Blame Me podcast. It's on my Instagram. It also displays all the platforms that we on right now. So if y'all feel like y'all enjoyed this show or enjoyed me, y'all tune in because I'm definitely gonna follow y'all on whatever platforms y'all got going on, man. I really appreciate the conversation. It was good talking to y'all, and maybe we can connect at another time, man. And yeah, we going on that note, man. I'll see y'all later.
Can you blame me?
Thank you.
I'm definitely going to tune in, sir. I'm definitely going to tune in. I can't blame you, sir. He went from a crazy to a toxic, lost his health in jail. Oh, yeah, I need to hear more, and I'm definitely going to tune on your show. And
look, we're gonna have you come on as a guest. We could do something. It would have to probably be on Station Head though, because it allows for multiple guests to be on at once.
Okay.
We could definitely do something. Yeah, we'll figure it out. But thank you for coming and joining us and showing love and the positive feedback. We appreciate it. We followed you, so definitely keep in contact. And dang, that's another show topic he just gave me though. How do you know you're in a toxic relationship? What are the signs? What are the signs of a toxic relationship? No, you don't think so? You don't think we could talk about it?
Oh yeah. We can definitely talk about
We
it.
can talk about the signs of love making.
Listen,
I played that today on the show.
listen. If we talk about cheating, we can talk about toxic relationship. Not a problem.
Okay. So signs of toxic relationships versus
She
love.
updated this right now, ladies and gentlemen. We have a
Because that's what I.
we have a notes that we share, and she's updating it right now. But as we
Hey,
wrap,
why not?
hey, why it's fresh, right? Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you today for tuning in for This Is the Real Deal versus How You Feel. I'm hoping that you did learn something from it. Yeah, I hope you did learn definitely. Hopefully, definitely learn something from it. And the takeaway is to have that communication. I don't care how difficult,
Oh,
how it's gonna make them feel. You need to have that conversation. But we'll be back. Once again, follow us Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on the Stereo app at 3 p.m. We have multiple topics. And as you said, I think Monday's topic is going to be the toxic relationship. Because she's writing that down right now as we speak. But in the future, if you do have a topic you want us to discuss, you can send us an email at therealdealversushowyoufeel@gmail. You can also follow us on IG at therealdealversushowyoufeel. And as well as we're working to get the live streaming together on YouTube, you can follow us there at The Real Deal versus How You Feel as well on YouTube. And we'll follow back and we'll click in with you and have a good conversation. As I speak life, anything else you want to add?
absolutely. No, I just want to say thank you again to all of you guys listening, to those that came in and, commented, for, the follows. I hope that you guys will continue to follow us on this platform, follow us on our social media platforms. I think my Instagram is attached to this as well. So on Instagram, you could just hit the link in the bio, and we can definitely be connected on all other social media platforms. Yes, I appreciate today. It's good. Over and out.
Have a good one. Later.
Bye.